We're going back to the beginning in episode 2, Fairly Vegan. Welcome back, everybody. If you're stumbling across us for the first time, welcome. For those of you back after episode 1, hopefully there's some improvements here. I got some feedback that the lighting was terrible. I looked like I was being in the witness protection program or something. So improve the lighting and we'll see how it goes. And yes, made it to an episode 2. Had some technical difficulties, but we got there. I hear everybody else say it, so please hit the thumbs up and the like button, subscribe, do all that. I'm not sure what it means or how it works, but everybody else says it, so I'd appreciate it. I don't want to spend too much time on this today, how I went vegan or whole food plant-based, but there's really 3 reasons why everybody does. It's either for health reasons, environmental reasons, ethical reasons. People want to lose weight. They want to feel better. They have some health conditions. They want to try to take care of themselves. Environmental. They want to they see what's going on around us and they want to help, whether it's not using any bags at the grocery store or whatever the case may be. And then there's the ethical reasons. And the treatment of and consumption of animals, they feel is just wrong, regardless of why you're here. Welcome. And hopefully, I started looking into going vegan or whole food plant-based for the diet benefits, for the health reasons. When I was at my zenith, I was probably 380 or so. Nobody ever weighs themselves when they're at their heaviest, so that's kind of a pretty good guess, I think. I was diagnosed diabetic. I had an A1C at the time of over 14. My blood sugar was over 400 at the time when I was actually diagnosed. I was just a 380-pound dumpster fire at the time. So that's why I really started really seriously looking into it at the time. I didn't just wake up in the morning and say, veganism. Yeah, let's do that, because it's not easy. It's a process. And I started the search on the interwebs. I found a documentary about the Gerson diet, which is a high fruit vegetable diet with high carbs and animal and low animal protein. Sorry. There was some weird stuff in there, and I didn't buy into all of it, or I wasn't, going to subscribe to the whole thing. There was a coffee enema, which no, that just wasn't going to happen. I didn't obviously get on board with the whole thing, but it did show me that I may have more control over how I feel in my health than I thought. I wasn't just a victim of genetics or, just this is who I am. There was more to it. And it kind of spoke to me because I knew that I'd heard this before in other areas. If you smoke, you have a higher risk of lung cancers or certain kinds of cancers. Too much sun, higher risk. So your environment, I already knew, could affect me and how affect my health. So if smoke could, or the sun could, or the things that I ate could affect me in a negative way, then it just stood to reason that what I ate could affect me in a positive way. And that's where I know it sounds silly, but after that, I found countless TED Talks, podcasts, books, websites, YouTube channels, and it just went on and on and on. I've had weight problems most of my life, but when I really started gearing up and wanting to do this, I was probably closer, because you start to watch what you're doing and watch what you're eating. So I slowly would start to lose weight, and I was probably in the 340, 350 range when I really started to put a plan together. I just knew that if I didn't do something, at that point I was early 40s. My body had started to change. Metabolism I had was already slowing down. And if I didn't do something and change it, I was going to be looking at 400 pounds without any problem. That I could do, the one thing I could do with my eyes closed. So the plan I came up with was a slow, deliberate process. I didn't start on a random Monday or January 1st, or have a binge weekend and then have a New Year's resolution, whatever it was. Because all those times I did that, it was wildly unsuccessful. I'd lose a few pounds for a vacation. I'd lose a few pounds for a wedding. But I didn't, I knew I couldn't just clean out my cabinets in my refrigerator and start fresh. I didn't want to start a workout regimen because you take on too much. At least for me, it was destined to fail. Oh, it's too much. I can't do this and work out, or I can't do this and walk the bridge. It was just, you know, I started with one thing. I picked one thing that I wanted to change. I wanted to go from whatever that was. For me, it was milk. And I changed to a plant based milk, whether it be, and I tried almond, soy, oat, you name it, I tried it. But that's where I started. And then I waited until that became my new normal. And then I moved on to the next thing, butter, changed that. And then when that became the new normal, I went on to the next thing and the next thing. I think you can see where it's going. The next thing I know, I'm so far down the road that I'm starting to see the benefits already. Now here I am. I'm probably rolling around, like I said last time, I'm probably around 240, 245. It's football season. So, that's how that works. And it's a process because I still have days where, if I have a stepdaughter, she's amazing. And if she wants to have rigatoni one night, we're going to have rigatoni, which is made with a heavy cream. I'm never going to impose what I want or what I think onto other people unless they're willing to try it. And my family is. They're wildly supportive. And I love them for it. I really do. And but at the same time, comes some ridicule because going vegan or whole food plant-based is so wildly different from the norm. And it's, I get ribbed quite a bit, not so much from my family, although we do have some joking that we do and it's fun, but oh gosh, I saw you eat a burger the other night. Well, yeah, I'm going to eat a burger. I mean, I did it for the better part of 45 years. Kind of hard to kick the habit, but it's better to do something than nothing at all. Just don't stay where you are. Continue to move forward. Pick one thing at a time. And then over time, you're going to start to see the benefits. Like I said, when I was first diagnosed diabetic, my A1C was 14, 15. And if you're diabetic, you know that that's awful. You know that was a stroke just waiting to happen. My blood sugar was over 400. They were scared for a lot of different reasons at that point. But now my A1C is hovering 6.5, I think my last report was. My A1C was 6.5. My blood sugar is below 140 on average. I go again in a couple months, and I'm sure I'll share it with you. My new blood work here before the holidays. Timing is everything. Does this make sense to you? Do you have a different way of trying it? Let me know, because I'm smart enough to know that I don't know everything. I just don't know. This is what worked for me. Maybe it works for some of you. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe you have some other ideas. Share it. I'd like to kind of start a conversation and see the best way to go, because this is something I'm still continuing to do. I started making my own bread. I knew exactly what was in it. I knew what I wanted, what I didn't want. I can control it a little bit more. Vegan cheese has come a long way, and I'm going to say it, I make a pretty damn good potato casserole or hash brown casserole. It's a lot like Cracker Barrel's, which is so good. And it's not bad. I live on that, and it's boy, it is satisfying, and it's filling, it's hearty, and it's kind of become one of my comfort foods, one of my go-tos. But that's kind of where everything started for me, and where I'm continuing to go and continue to struggle. A lot of what I'm doing here is to kind of share my my story a little bit, and Prada, and maybe help somebody else. Even if they don't want to go vegan, maybe they want to do something else, whether it's keto or something else. But it's a daunting task, and life is tough enough. And going through a drive-through is easy, a heck of a lot easier, or ordering a pizza. God knows. With all that, God love you for sticking around. I know sometimes this thing can be a little trying, but like all things, Fairly Vegan is going to find its way. For the tens of people who watched the first one, I got some feedback, and you can see that I applied that, hopefully better. Now you get to drink all this in. If you want me to cover something else or have a question, put it in the comments below, and maybe I'll be able to answer it in the next episode or another episode. I look forward to it. We're going to be throwing out some shorts. I'm working on one right now. Editing. Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, I had no idea. So fun. Yeah, that old chestnut. I'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by.